This is what it is to be a songwriter. You know, it's an obsession. You know, it certainly has been for me all my life. It doesn't matter how small the space. You know, when a song has got to be written, it's got to be written. You know, just brought me busking gear in. Of course, feel a bit tired, like, you know, because the clocks went back, and you know, I'm just currently in a muddy hole, like, you know, so usual rain. Quite often I'll write a song if I see a nice visual that I can turn into an album cover. Oh, I've got to write a song because that looks great. That would make it a great album cover. But usually, most often, it's if I hear a song title, you know, there can be a great song title. So I just saw there was a line, the hot girl that ruins your life. Something Joe Rogan had said, and I thought, that's Redhead with horns out, like, so. The hot girl that ruins your life. So I think I'm gonna have a go at that, like. Let the metal, well, let the rock begin. Switched on. I've switched everything on. So this is going to be done on my BR80 because the BR80 is a classic. And just going into my little cube amp. I'm not sticking headphones on or anything because, you know, my ears have had it, you know. So just a nice low volume. So I need to just get the BR80 into a song mode, MTR mode, which is what I'm doing now. And song select, song new, no category. No category. Just stick. Are you sure? Yeah, I'm sure. So now it's brought up an empty song on the BR80. And first I need to tune up, check to see if the amps work naturally. Mental. So that's all coming on. And tuner. Of course, I was out in the drizzle yesterday. Everything's a bit damp, you know, which isn't good. Like, this is why I haven't went out today. I could have got shelter today, but it's so grey and miserable, you know. And it's like I just cannot be arsed, like, you know. I'm already waiting for 2025 now. Like, I can't be bothered, you know. Especially when it's back in Britain, like, bollocks. When I was first, obviously before you had multi-track recorders and stuff, well, I would even, I think the first time I really got into writing was when I was with Atomcraft. I was lent a reel-to-reel tape machine, big one, and it was a 4-track. I was letting that off with mate Duncan, who was the biggest goth in the village. Well, he was the only goth in the village, the vicar's son. And this is where I got all this from, and all these shapes that I didn't know what the hell they meant, but that's what you would see as pulling all them shapes on that Poznan show. I just got them all off Duncan. I thought, oh, that's cool. I'll use that now. That's all. That's all Devil Worship and Mysterious and Jimmy Page. And Duncan had lent us this reel to reel. And, obviously you have little tape cassette machines back in the 80s, so you would jot ideas down. I always jotted ideas down, but this was the first time I had like basically 4 tracks on a big reel to reel machine. So I wrote some. There was Dance of the Immortals and No Escape and stuff were all done on this thing. And later, when I'd done the shapes, a few years later, I didn't have a reel to reel because Duncan got it back, and I never had any money. I never had any money to be buying even a Tascam machine, and I don't know why. I think it's just because like 400-500 quid, whatever the cost at the time was, that was a lot of money, and I never had that because, any money I had went on beer basically, like all us teenagers, and at the time, or even just albums, vinyl records. But when I came to doing the shapes, I was back onto recording onto machine tape cassettes. I could double track actually. It was a twin cassette machine. It was just a standard ghetto blaster, but I found I could just sing and strum a guitar, indie rocks, 1960s style, which was what the shapes were, and then I could double track my vocals, spin it. I could press play, that would play back, and on the other tape cassette deck, I could record, sing along again and put any little lead bits. So it was, it was basically a 2-track. I don't know if it was ever supposed to be used as that, but I could double track my vocals and put lead bits in, and it was just great for songwriting. Now, years later, that was the good thing about if you're in a band and you're songwriting, you see, because the drummer's there. So the drummer will give you, you're just playing something in rehearsal, and then you, whoa, play that again. And then you'll be, coming up with a riff. Of course, when I did get the multi-tracks and Ian built drum machines, or I got me rolling like VS1680 in the year 2000, but I had to get a drum machine with it because it didn't have any inbuilt drums with it. But anyway, once you've got a drum machine there, it's giving you that inspiration as a songwriter, guitar player. You get the beat first, and it's just a habit you get into, because all it's doing is replicating that real thing of being in a room with a drummer. And the drummer, I mean, you got to think through history. How many legendary riffs would not have happened if it wasn't for the drummer? And probably never got any credit, just that inspiration, or that rhythm sets off the. But even that, that's a creative thing, but and then that brings, you can entwine a riff within that rhythm. But I would, you wonder how much Zeppelin riffs, or maybe Bonham didn't get as much credit as he may have deserved. So I'm going to find a beat here, because I'm all tuned up. Yeah, enough anyway. So what we got on the drum machine? Never ever come up with a riff. Never ever write a song to a metronome. Metronomes are rubbish. That's not good. You got to have a drum beat. Too many cymbals. I want to change the drum sound as well. Kit. I think obviously standard 2 is warm, but I always like to just have the room one on. I just think that's easier on the ear. So we've got to find a rhythm. Nothing too complicated. Obviously, the girl. What's it called? The girl. Fucking hell! What the hell's it called again? The hot girl, that's it. The hot girl that ruined your life. So I'm thinking, the hot girl that ruined your life, dude. So obviously my head's got some sort of rhythm in. It doesn't have to. Dude, the hot girl that ruined your life. So I just want a basic beat, you know? You know, quite often what I do on the BR80, you know, I just need a rhythm, like, you know, something that sounds like drums that isn't a metronome. So I usually just blast up there. 73 pop. Girl that ruined your life. Girl that ruined your life. I mean, it was on your standard blues crunch there, you know. And I just started playing a riff there. I had no intention. I mean, it needs to be a bit heavier than that, surely, you know. But maybe it's not, you know. So my brain's going, the hot girl ruined your life. See? Hot girl that ruins your life. So that sounds hot girl that ruins your life. Hot girl that ruins your life. It needs to have a gap there, like, so I'm just gonna keep that, like, the hot girl that ruins your life. The hot girl that ruins your life. So, bam, simple. I mean, that sounds, everything's been done, like. So I think I'm gonna just, what I can do is just to remind myself, you know, is it, but it's a vocal melody, you know, that sometimes the vocal, you can get lost. Sometimes you can be writing the riffs and then you lose that vocal melody and oh God. Suppose it might be a good idea to have another machine recording just everything. That ruins, but then again, if it's not sticking in your head, it's not very good, is it? The hot girl that ruined, the hot girl, the hot girl that ruins your life. I mean, that's ridiculously simple, but it might be all right, you know. What I used to do, I better just put that down before I say out loud. Drums need to be a bit louder. Quite like that. I think I need to get the volume of the drums up a bit. I suppose it's a good way of just having 35 on the input. So you get that drums getting its inspiration in it. quite like that. Ding, 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 ding. I mean, it's so simple. I mean, it sounds alright. We're going somewhere else. When I first started, when I was a teenager and I was writing, and the riffs, you see, I would always be coming up with stuff. Oh well, and it would be like, well, I'm sure I've heard that somewhere before. Say that something like that. So I would always be trying to come up with something that's I've never heard before. And of course, in the 1980s, when we were teenagers, the amount of stuff when I mean, it's remarkable, really. You knew the whole Led Zeppelin back catalogue, you knew all Deep Purple stuff, you knew all Judas Priest stuff, AC/DC, you knew it all. You had a load of albums. We don't know where we got the money from to buy all the albums, and we just had there was no internet. We had such an encyclopedia head full of music. So if I'm 18 years old and I'm coming up with riffs, oh, that sounds like something. It probably did, but it didn't stop a lot of bands at the time. But I always wanted to come up with some stuff super original. That's why when the thrash thing was happening, it had never been done before. So then it sort of opened up a whole world of riffage, that where I could be thinking, well, that's obviously never been done by anybody, because this is a new technique of playing, new way of playing. But as I would say, I think even when I was doing my Argencast project, I was still a bit like that. I was still. It's only really until I started getting into my Redhead with horns and stuff later on, and I thought, well, just enjoy, So what if the riffage is a bit done? As long as it's not a blatant rip off, and I've never done that. I've never written the same song twice, and I've never went out my way to copy anybody ever. Why would you do that? So after all that talking there, that riff is still stuck in my head, and it's always the simple riffs are the first ones to come out your head, because the simple stuff is mind-blowingly complex in its simplicity, really. So see, I'm losing the riff as I'm singing it. That's why I recorded it there. Where we're going to go next? Obviously D. So what I want to do is there's so many within songwriting, within anything creative, there's patterns, you see. So that's all AI. So all the robot does is just copies all the patterns. But there's that obvious one of so you get the chorus, you get the hook, you get everything in the last line. That's one way of doing it, and you get a lot of that in hard rock, heavy metal. It's got to grab you, I'm losing that. See how I'm losing that riff there? See how I'm losing that riff? You've got to record stuff. You've got to record stuff. How did it? See? I would have lost that. I would have lost that. Not E. I want to put something a bit more emotional in, so. But a medicine. Yeah, ruins. That's it. Hot girl. Hot girl that ruins your life. Fucking wrong key. Hot girl. Hot girl that ruins your life. Hot girl that. The hot girl that ruins your life. The hot girl that ruins. The hot girl. The hot girl that ruins your life. The hot girl that ruins your life. The hot girl that ruins your life. Probably that one. Get rid of that. Get a new track going because that was just so I wouldn't forget that riff. Hey man, what was that riff again? I don't know what I'm gonna do. we're not going to stop. She's a hot girl. If you want your life, she's a hot girl. That ruins your life. Hot girl. That ruins your life. She's a hot girl. She is a hot girl. She is a hot girl. That ruins your life. She is a hot girl. She is a Here we are, 15 minutes later. Literally 15 minutes later. I'm gonna run through it. Got the thing done. She is a hot girl that ruins your life. She is a hot girl that ruins your life. She is a hot girl that ruins your life. She is hot. She is hot. She is hot. Gotta change your love. Something like that. She is a hot girl that ruins your life. She is a hot girl that ruins your life. She is a hot girl. She is hot. She is hot. She is that ruins your life. She is a hot girl that ruins your life. She is hot. This was so good. She is a hot girl that ruins your life. She is a hot girl that ruins your life. She is hot. She is hot. She is a hot girl that ruins your life. She is a hot girl that ruins your life. She is hot. She is hot. She is hot. Get out. Hot girl. Hot girl. Hot girl. She is a hot girl. She is a hot girl. Hot girl. Or is it fade out? Or is it fade out? No, I think it's not. That's all. I'm going to keep it like that. But what that means is that's a 4 minute 1 second jobby. Within the world of heavy rock, hard rock, and heavy metal, 4 minutes is a chunk, is a normal. 3.5 minute pop songs or pop songs. They're not heavy rock. What stretches your heavy rock out is guitar solos. You got to have the. It's rock and metals. It's all about the guitar. So that's why you always get more around 4 minutes, 4.25 minutes, or something like that. And it's she is the hot girl that ruins your life. She is the hot girl that ruins your life. She is the hot girl. Hot. She is hot. Hot girl. So I'm quite happy with that. That's a Redhead with horns one, that, like. And I'm quite happy with that. So I've just written that. I hope you enjoyed that.